When was the Regency? Are you confused about exactly when the Regency period was? Was it before the Georgian period, after the Georgian period, or sometime during the Georgian period? You're watching the Regency History channel. My name is Rachel Knowles. I'm a historical romance author and author of the Regency History blog, and that's the question I'm going to be answering today. When was the Regency? The quick answer to that question is 1811 to 1820, a period of just 9 years. It falls within the much longer Georgian period. The Georgian period covered the reign of 4 kings, funnily enough, all called George. The Georgian period starts with the accession to the throne of George I in 1714 and ends with the death of George IV in 1830, when he was succeeded by his brother William. The third of these kings, George III, reigned from 1760 to 1820. He is still the longest reigning British king, not the longest reigning British monarch. Both Victoria and Elizabeth II, our current queen, have reigned longer, but he's the longest reigning British king. However, for the last 9 years of his reign, he was king in name only. That's the period of the Regency. It's named the Regency because his son, the future George IV, was appointed regent to rule in his stead. George III suffered from an illness that made him have the appearance of madness. In fact, the doctors of the day thought he was ill. Now they think he was probably suffering from a hereditary illness called porphyria, which gave the appearance of madness. Suffice it to say, he was incapable of ruling. His first serious bout of this illness was back in 1788, and they thought they were going to have to bring in the Regency as early as 1789. However, he got better from that bout of illness, and it wasn't until 1810, around the time of the death of his daughter Amelia, of whom he was very fond, that the king suffered from a further really debilitating bout of this illness that made him look as though he'd gone mad, and he was having to be restrained. The Regency Act was passed on the 5th of February 1811, appointing George, Prince of Wales, the future George IV, as regent. During the first 12 months of his regency, he had some restrictions on his power because they really hoped that George III was going to recover. However, he didn't, and George IV reigned almost like a king for the 9 years until his father finally died on the 29th of January 1820. At that point, George IV became king and the Regency came to an end. My name's Rachel Knowles and you're watching the Regency History channel.